Thanks for joining us, Nikki. Today we drew 1-1. What are your thoughts on that game?
Mixed emotions, but I have to say that it's 2 points dropped for me. Started really badly, first 15-20 minutes. Lewes deservedly went 1-0 up. But the goal kind of sparked us into life. Managed to get the equaliser from a set play, and then we had a really good, I thought, 15-20 minute spell where numerous half chances. Ibby's gone through on goal, one-on-one. And the second half was a similar story. Apart from the free kick that Zaki saved, I think again we've probably had 6 or 7 really good half chances that bounced around in the penalty area. But we always try to say to the boys, you know, when you get in those areas in the final third, fire in the belly, head in the freezer. You know, you've got to be clinical, you've got to be composed, and we weren't today. And that's the difference from 3 points to 1 point.
Looking at other results today, we're still 1 point off the playoffs. Are you confident of us breaking into those?
Yeah, for me, look, it doesn't matter now that, you know, we were second bottom at the start of November. It doesn't matter what the budget is. It doesn't matter the age of the group. It doesn't matter how many players we had when me and Macca started in the job in May. Fact of the matter is we're 1 point off the playoff for 3 games to go. It's my job now to get us in the playoffs. And for me, you know, I class myself as a winner. I'll be disappointed if we don't get in the playoffs. So that's on me. That's the pressure I put on myself. If we don't get in there now, I would see it as a failure. And obviously bitterly disappointed we've not got the 3 points today. But I have to balance that out and say, if you look at our fixtures over the last 5 games, Folkestone at home, Bognor away, Enfield away, Tunbridge at home, Lewes at home, we'd have taken 12 points, or 11 points from 15, sorry, before that run of games. The fact that we are in with a shout with 3 games to go is testament to the players. There's no pressure on the players. They're young, they're hungry. Pressure's on me now to try and get us in that top 5 and make sure we get in those playoffs.
You mentioned earlier about strikers not taking their chances. Today we could have scored 3 or 4 quite easily. Do you think it was just the goals that was missing from today's performance as a whole? Yeah,
and it's happened a few games this season. You've only got to look at our defensive record. Still believe the second best in the league. I've only conceded 1 goal in the last 5 games. But it's been the other end at times. If I look at Mersham at home, Folkestone at home today, when we've had those half chances, those game-winning chances, we just haven't converted enough of them. But I go back to strikers, the people that put the ball in the net on a regular basis. You know, they get top dollar, and they get top dollar for a reason, because they win games of football. And in the final third, we got young players. They're raw. They're going to make mistakes. They're not the finished article. We're trying to make them better. So we have to bear with them. We have to accept that they're going to have days where they don't take their chances. That's where we are as a football club. We're trying to build something. We're trying to make these players better. But I can't, as a manager, again, and I've said this several times this season, in fact dozens of times, I can't question the work rate and the desire today. Every one of them again worked hard for the shirt, worked hard for the club. Just again, in those little moments that define games and unfortunately define seasons, we've just come up a bit short with quality. But 1 point off the playoff, 3 games to go. We're going to need to win 2 of those at least. And so I've said it a few times, 5 o'clock next Saturday, Brighton, we have to have 3 points on the board.
You brought off Charlie Hester-Cook at half-time today. Was that tactical or was that an injury?
Yeah, he rolled his ankle in training Wednesday night. He was touch and go, but I spoke to him this morning. He was keen to give it a go, and I just felt that his movement wasn't quite there. And we obviously put Sean on at half time, but it didn't work. Substitutions didn't work today. That's my responsibility. Information we gave at half time wasn't carried out, and that's the most disappointing thing for me today. You know, we tried to go 4-4-2 in the second half, but it didn't look that way. It looked like Sean had gone on and played in midfield, which wasn't what we wanted him to do. So we have to go back to the drawing board, me and Macca, self-reflection, try and be better, try and get better, and go again next week. 3 huge cup finals to go, and we've just got to keep the season going for as long as we can.
Next week we're away to Brightling. What are you expecting from those guys?
Difficult. I imagine this time of year now the pitch won't be great. Today it was bobbly. We've had a lot of games on our pitch this week. But again, it's all about the hunger and desire, isn't it? You have to match the work rate, and we did that today. Work rate was good, effort was good, application was good, and we have to do that, because without that we have no chance of winning games of football. We just hope next week that when the chances present themselves, we're clinical and we take them.